Hey guys, this is Chase Harrison, CEO of Alta Labs. I would like to give you a few pointers when it comes to mounting our access points. Before we actually mount anything, I wanted to point out a few things regarding our mount and the included hardware with each AP. First, let's look at our wall mount bracket. You will notice that it's plastic. If you attach this bracket to a very uneven surface and also cinch the screws down to the point where it starts to deform, the mount will not function correctly. We often see this when connecting the mount to a junction box with some sort of material between the mount bracket and the junction box. Then, when tightening the screws too tight, it causes the mount to start to bend. This makes it difficult and sometimes impossible to attach the APs to the bracket. So, tighten the mount enough where it's secure, but not to the point where it's bending the mount. Second, the included hardware. The rubber feet are to only be used if you are placing the AP on a shelf or desk. Please do not use them with any of the mounting options. Next, the drywall anchors. There are two screws included that are often mistaken for screws for a junction box. These are only for the drywall anchors. We do not include any junction box screws in the hardware kit as our APs are shipped globally and junction box thread patterns are often different by country. Additionally, you may need varying lengths of screws depending on what material sits in front of your junction boxes. As a result, we recommend buying a box of junction box screws from your favorite hardware store like you see here. If you are not using any of our included screws, please be absolutely certain to use only flathead screws that can sit flush with the AP mount bracket. Using panhead screws or having a screw head stick above this guide here will cause the heatsink of the AP to catch on the screw and make it so you cannot mount the AP. The very small screws you see in the hardware kit are to attach the plastic mounting bracket directly to the T-grid bracket if attaching the drop ceiling bracket directly to the T-grid. The longer, finer threaded screws and included nuts are to be used if you would like to attach the mounting bracket in the middle of a drop ceiling tile like this. Now, understanding all of that, let's mount an AP to a flat surface using just our surface mount bracket. I'm going to use this plexiglass to help. Slide the access point onto the mounting brackets. Assure the tabs of the bracket slide behind the hooks on the heatsink. Make sure the entire mount sits flush against the heatsink of the AP. Now, secure the access point by applying a small amount of pressure in a clockwise motion to the right side of the access point first. After you feel and hear a click, apply a small amount of pressure counterclockwise on the left side of the access point until you hear and feel a second click. And just like that, you have mounted an Alta Labs access point. If you'd like to mount the AP to the T-grid of a drop ceiling, grab the included drop ceiling mounting bracket and use a Phillips head screwdriver and back out the set screws. Now, attach the bracket to the T-grid by holding it flush against the T-grid and rotate the bracket counterclockwise. When in place, tighten the set screws back down. Now, use the shorter screws in the hardware kit to attach the AP mounting bracket to the drop ceiling bracket. Then, go ahead and attach the AP as mentioned previously. Finally, if you'd like to attach an AP to the center of a drop ceiling tile, use the included long screws to attach the AP mounting bracket to the front of the drop ceiling tile, and then thread the screws through the holes of the drop ceiling bracket on the back of the tile and use the included nuts to fasten it all together. For best results, it is recommended that a 1/8 inch or 3.1 millimeter hole be drilled for the screws to thread through the ceiling tile. It is also recommended that a screwdriver and a wrench be used on the long screws until they are snug against the ceiling tile. Now, go ahead and mount the AP to the AP bracket as described previously. If you follow these steps, making sure not to deform the mounting bracket and to use the correct hardware, mounting the Alta Labs access point should be easy. If you have any feedback on our mounting solutions, we would love to hear about it in our community forum at forum.alta.inc. Thank you for being Alta Labs fans.